Good fucking morning! Hi everyone, it's the Truth up here, and I'm just going to cover a quick video of the FakeMerc, because we can't say his name anymore because we'll get deleted. I'm going to cover his video discussing Rich Piana being the Pablo Escobar of the bodybuilding world. So let's go into it and see what nonsense he comes out with today. Got to press play.
Video up, but as soon as I have the internet clear and it comes back online long enough for me to upload this video, I'm going to put it up for you guys. I will upload as much as I can around the weather, but this is possibly going to be the strongest hurricane to ever hit the Texas coastline in over 40 years, is what some of the experts are saying. So I don't know how long I'm going to be out. Now people say, Jason, oh my God, you're not going to make videos. I'll be fine. I've already made more than enough money off YouTube.
Nobody's saying, oh my god, Jason. Nobody bloody cares about you 6 obligatory videos discussing other people's lives. Just to put it into perspective, I did a quick count before I started making this video, and this is only a rough estimate because there are more than I could actually find because he's deleted some are on private, and there's just some I couldn't be bothered to look through. He did 68 videos on Rich Piana. Now, if you average them out at 10 minutes a video, which is shorter than some and longer than others, that's 680 minutes of footage, you know? What's that? 60, 120, 180, 240, 300, 600. So 11 hours of video this guy made discussing another person, but we can't make a 5-minute video about him debunking his claims. Of course.
This month to cover all my bills, all my expenses, everything else. Not a big deal.
His bills include a whole gallon of milk that he can't drink, nasty ass piece of steak that just looks absolutely gross. If you ever cooked steak, it doesn't look like that. I don't know what that is. Okay.
Natural disasters happen. But the news was made official, I guess, while I was asleep, so let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing. Work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about it.
That's real water, and that was a real sip. For those investigating that.
And no, this title isn't just clickbait. This is something I've known for quite a long time. And I'd said the other day, unless Rich passed away, I wasn't going to report on this. And that's not out of respect for his family. The fact that I'm waiting to report.
I wasn't going to report on it, and that's not out of respect for his family. It's just... oh, come on, man. You just got to get a grip on reality.
This is respect to his family, because I did get some inside information that he was absolutely not going to make it. His family already knew quite some time back that there was no chance Rich was coming out of this. And I did have a contact who spoke to a family member directly.
He had the contact, an insider. Yeah, right. This sounds like the Lane Norton court case when he said to the solicitors, or lawyers if you're American, that's what we call them in the UK, I have an insider in your firm. And they laughed at him because, you know, who cares? What are you talking about? Also, as you'll notice, I waited, not out of respect for his family, but I did have an insider who told me in advance. You waited because you didn't know. You're following a TMZ article like everybody else. Get a grip. Pleb.
So I was asked not to repeat that out of respect for the family, and I respected that fact. But now that we have official word coming out that Rich
respected that fact. You made a 10-minute video about him being a drug dealer on the day of his death. On the actual day of his death, not after, not before, on the day of his death. You made a video about Jerry Ward being a shithead or something on the day that his dad died. Moron.
Has indeed passed. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the thing I said I was going to talk about.
Yeah, let's.
And now some people are going to say, Jason, aren't you snitching? Aren't you talking bad about the dead? And I'm going to be like, no,
Number one, he snitches about everyone. Deletes everybody's channels. Number two, yes, you are talking about bad about the dead. You talk badly about everybody because you're a moron.
One, he can't be prosecuted now. All right, Rich is can't go to jail. It's impossible. And even if they did put him in jail, that would be stupid, and he wouldn't care.
Even if they did put him in jail, that would be stupid and they wouldn't care. He's fucking dead, you idiot. Of course he wouldn't. He wouldn't be alive to care. That smug little fucking smile. Twat.
So this isn't. He's not snitching, and it's not even smack talking because here's the thing: this was a legacy that Rich would probably be proud of in a way. Something he did to make a lot of money, never got caught. Never got caught. He just couldn't talk about it while he was alive. And I don't think anyone else is going to be willing to pop the lid off this, but everyone in the industry knows.
No, in the industry, you're not in the industry. You're in your own little closet, hiding from everybody in the industry, saying that you're going to shoot them if they ever come and try and train with you or talk to you.
Everyone in the industry knows, and like I said, it's not smack talk when Rich probably would have been proud of it. And now, as far as people saying, well, what proof do you have? I've seen the bottles in person that people bought from him. All right, I have seen the high grade, high quality anabolics that Rich.
Look at his eyes as
he's for a very long time.
saying that. He's absolutely lying.
And I've had the NPC competitor, and who happened to be married to an IFBB pro, say, I got this from Rich Piana. All right, what more do you need?
What more do you need? A lot more than that. That's not evidence. That's hearsay. This is actually poison, and I got this from Jason Blaha. What more do you need? A lot more than that. This means nothing. If you went to a court and said, I got this from somebody and had no evidence, you'd be dismissed, you'd be laughed at. They wouldn't even file a police report about it.
As far as I was concerned, okay. And I've seen more than one example of this, all the way over in Texas. In other words, Rich's gear was being circulated here in Texas, all the way from when he was in California. So that's the thing. Rich Piana was the Pablo Escobar of the bodybuilding world. Why do you...
Let's put this into perspective. Pablo Escobar is estimated to have killed roughly 3,000 to 5,000 people. And I think, if I'm right, I might be wrong, I think I'm right, he had 3 presidents killed. His net worth was supposedly between $50 billion and $300 billion. That doesn't seem like the same as Rich Piana, whose worst deed we saw him actually do on camera was slap Jason Jamova. I think killing 5,000 people is a little bit worse, but I mean, of course, the CIA mercenary fake play, fake everything is going to tell us what's morally questionable. Sorry, what's morally acceptable.
Why do you think Rich had so many friends? Why do you think so many people liked Rich? You think
because he's a nice guy. He's like the opposite of you.
You really think that earned him respect within the community? No. Rich had connections because for a very, very long time, he has been a large-scale distributor of high-grade anabolics.
And what evidence have you got?
He has been a distributor of high-grade anabolics, and he made that good shit. And everybody who's anybody knew it. Everyone knows.
Well, there's no way you knew it, because you're not fucking anybody. You're literally nothing. You are a person, a hermit that doesn't leave the house, hasn't left the house in probably a year. I imagine you get all your groceries delivered to you. The last creature that lived with you was Nova. Nova's gone now because of your stupidity or your evil, probably a combination of both. So you're in no position to judge anybody with a holier-than-thou attitude. You're an idiot.
It's just it didn't get talked about publicly. And it's not like I haven't talked to other people in the industry who said the same thing. Not only have I had the face-to-face conversation, seen this stuff, other people in the industry say, yeah, they know lots of competitors who say that they get their stuff from him. So it kind of begs the question. People say, well...
In that last thing you said, he's talking about something that somebody said to somebody else. Do you know how stupid that is? And, it's kind of Chinese whispers. There's something you never really want to do especially when you're trying to say that someone's dealing drugs or doing something wrong. You don't want to repeat something that somebody else said about someone else because someone else said it. That's like fourth hand information, which is useless. Kind of like him actually, with his weird little fucking machine thing making bullets because he can't afford the 30-cent bullets that he would use to kill all the Latinas. Even though he is a Latina apparently and documented Native American, and he's also Polish and Czechoslovakian, and he's got English heritage and American. Wow, he's amazing.
How did Rich get all this money? It's like it wasn't just from YouTube because before he probably didn't make millions off YouTube. But in California, he was living in a multi-million-dollar mansion, right? Drove a Maserati, drove a Bentley.
The guy sold real estate. You can actually go and research the records on how much he sold, if I'm correct. Or at least you could a couple of years back. I'm not a huge Rich Piana, excuse me, huge Rich Piana fan. I did like some of his stuff, and I did watch quite a few of his videos. There's no question that the guy was great at what he did. You know, he was cool at what he did, and I liked more of his personality kind of stuff. I'm not into the training. You know how he does it. The 8 hour workout, right, babe?
Rich had money. Rich had money before he ever came on YouTube. A lot of people say, well, it was from his real estate and everything else. You guys really believe that?
Yeah,
Listen, those are what's called shell
really a
companies,
lot.
guys. Those are what's called shell companies. And people can say what they want about Rich being stupid. A lot of people try to say that, but I don't know.
Nobody says that.
He
They say that about
successfully
you
ran.
because you are.
He successfully ran an underground distribution ring, if you want to call it that. He successfully ran one for years. He never got caught. Never got caught. Made a fortune.
Apparently, you caught him.
Made it all look good on paper with proper shell companies and everything else. That doesn't sound very stupid to me. In fact, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that sounds pretty smart. Sounds pretty smart. And no, I'm not standing here looking up to the guy. I'm not trying to spin it that way that this makes him a hero in any way. Because a lot of you will say, oh my God, he's promoting. No, I'm not promoting it at all. I'm just telling you guys how it is. He
What are
successfully
you talking
dodged
about?
the IRS. He successfully dodged the police and continued to run this ring as a public figure. As a public figure. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Rich was pretty smart about how he went about all of this. I don't know necessarily how he did it all without getting caught, but he did. But he did, and that's Rich's legacy. That's Rich's legacy, the fact that he was a public figure who made a fortune dealing gear, lived a relatively extravagant lifestyle.
Let's compare it to your lifestyle, Blaha. How much do you make a day? $8 37, something like that. You know, the $8 cook. You eat dinner off a table that you jump onto and walk onto every single day. You have no friends, no family, nobody likes you. You don't have a dog anymore because you killed the dog with your own stupidity. What else? You just live in a room. It's bizarre. I don't understand why you would choose to live that life. Well, then again, you don't have a choice because you've made an enemy of virtually everybody.
And got away with all of it. He made it all work. He created enough shell businesses between real estate and whatever else he was involved in to make the money all look clean, to make it look good, to make it look pretty. Rubbed shoulders with a lot of big names, had a lot of friends, had a fair amount of power in this community, and then built a massive following and lived the lifestyle that a lot of people would kill for. And he pulled it all off. He pulled it off. He made a fortune in this business, and then made it all look clean and legit to the point to where people who didn't know actually had no clue. Most of the viewers out there watching are like, "What? I've never heard any of this." Exactly. Exactly. Now,
I do have to say, it's a little bit off topic. One of my favourite things to laugh at about this guy is the the finger movements. I love them. You know, I'll flip it in for you guys right here, and I actually suspect that his maybe he did some kind of, maybe his martial arts training is some kind of distraction, and he does all of this nonsense that never works, you know. And then while you're being distracted, gets you with a fish hook, takes you down. I think that might be what he does. Who knows?
That Rich has passed away, and once I put this up and people know about it, then you're going to have people come out and say, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. People are going to say it now, but if I get this up in time, I'm going to be the first one to blow the lid off it. I'm going to be the first one with the balls to actually say, you know.
Well, you haven't got any of them, have you? The first one to get it out there. You said you had an insider, so I assume nobody else had an insider. You said you were privy to private information. There's one kind of flaw with that. So why didn't you make this video a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, whatever? Why didn't you make this video a long time ago? Upload it and make it private, like you do all the time, and you say that you do that when you make your 30 videos and then you privatize them so they can't be watched, and you slowly release them. You release 6 a day, but anyway. So why didn't you do that? Option 1 is you're lying, and option 2 is you're definitely lying. So,
You know what, guys? This is what Rich did. This is who Rich was. And
fucking cuckle.
afterwards, because again, you guys notice I'm pretty good at predicting the future with a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, amazing. Somebody that has a history of abusing large amounts of steroids and whatever other substances. I don't know that much about it that he abused, and we saw a video of him having, was it an incident attack or something? I couldn't tell you. I don't know anything about it. I'm just going with what the video says. You're like, oh, I think that guy's gonna die. Well done. You are a smart man, Blahino. Nobody can rival that level of intellect. An IQ of 147, as you've told us yourself. I believe it. I believe you can tell the future. When you predict that 70-year-old people are going to die, I'm like, wow, he got it right. He knew it. I'm not talking about Rich, I'm talking about other people he's predicted dying. He used to predict people dying as well on forums all the time. He'd say, oh, X-celebrity will probably die soon. And you look at their age, like 93, it's like, no fucking shit. Of course they're going to be dead.
Afterwards, a lot of big names are going to come out and say, yeah, yeah, it's true. Once someone has the balls to say it first. And it just is what it is. And I'm not condemning what Rich did. I'm not condoning what Rich did. I'm going to take a neutral stance of whether I think it was good or bad. I mean, obviously it was illegal.
Also, if he knew this was going on, as he's just said on camera, I don't know if the law would be the same in America. I can't actually think what the law's called now. We have it in the UK, definitely. It's when you know there's a crime going on and you don't report it, and particularly bad crime, and when you know quite a lot about it. So Blahar's telling us he knows all this private information, and he knew it long before Rich was dead, passed away. Well, this video has just incriminated you. You've just incriminated yourself by saying, oh, I knew all about this big drug dealing empire of the Pablo Escobar of the bodybuilding world and all this nonsense. So when it gets reported to the police, I'm sure that you're going to come forward with your witness and tell them everything you know. I doubt it, because you're never going to leave the hovel that you live in.
People say, well, it could be harmful. It could be if they abused it. Yeah, I agree with that.
Insect.
I agree with that.
Absolute insect.
From what I was hearing, though, there weren't reported cases of that from what he was putting out. Apparently, he was putting out a relatively high-quality product. And he'd been doing it a very, very long time. So I don't know any horror stories related to any of it, like there are some others out there. But...
like yours with your fucking arm. Your tiny, weird little arm.
That's what he did. That's his legacy.
Have any... actually, I watched it the other day. It was quite funny. Have any of you seen Scary Movie 2? Take my strong hand. Oh, take it. Take it. That is what he is. He's that weirdo with the tiny little withered arm. Fuck.
And if people want to understand how Rich Piana got so popular within the bodybuilding world and within the industry...
because he worked in it for years, like you have to do with any industry to get good and to get a following and people to enjoy anything you do, whether it be music, art, martial arts, whatever. Nobody just usually springs out of nowhere. It's very rare, especially for kind of older people. You can do it now with viral videos, but it seems consistency is the way. So he was likable. He was great at what he did. He did it for years. He just had basically had everything that you don't have: consistency, dedication, the hard work ethic. He's had real jobs, everything. He's made money from what he enjoys doing. You know, you make nothing. You're living in poverty. You have to sell your guns. You have to sell everything. Even Moon Tranny doesn't like you.
Because he was the Pablo Escobar of the bodybuilding world. Rich was their pusher man. And it is what it is, and that's Rich's legacy. And again, I'm just calling it like it is, and because it's not about talking smack about him. It's about saying, this is what Rich really did. This is who Rich was. Not
It is smack talk. It's hearsay. You've no evidence for anything you've claimed. You've said, I've got an insider. Okay, what's the evidence? You haven't even shown a text or an email or anything. You're just saying things. You've got nothing to back
saying
up
that's who he
anything
was
you're
as a
saying.
person, but it was a big part of his come up. This was his come up. This is how he did it, and he got away with it, and could never, ever, ever have it talked about publicly when he was alive because of the legal consequences. But yeah, and I've seen this stuff firsthand. I've seen it firsthand, in person, from people who got it from him. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative.
Weird head
and I will
movement.
talk to you guys next time.
This is probably the worst thing because he couldn't think of enough bullshit to spin for 10 minutes 15. So he waited till he got to about 8 minutes 45 or whatever it was, and then decided to put a picture of Richard with some music accompanying it to get him to the over 10-minute mark, so he can put as many adverts as he wants on it for as much ad revenue. So, you know, I'm not going to say the shekels sorts of VK VDMs thing, you know, and I would sound terrible saying it, but it's all about the money. He wants the money. Um, if he really wanted to make a tribute to Rich, he would have. And we can be honest about people in their tribute, even if you don't like them. You can be honest. I didn't agree with everything they said. I agreed with some of it, maybe, whatever. You make the video unmonetized. You don't put stupid things in like this that drag it over to 10 minutes to get the ad revenue, and you just speak the truth and not hearsay and nonsense that you're just plucking out of your air. And we know you're plucking out of your air because when your mouth's moving, we know you're fucking lying. And look at your weird little darting eyes, you know. I don't think, well, then maybe I don't think when I talk, my eyes are just moving everywhere, and they generally, unless I'm thinking, and then you know they usually go up to whatever corner, which is normal for most people. But yours, everything you say, there's these long pauses, repetition. You know, you say things like, "I didn't think Rich was a good guy." Long pause. I didn't think Rich was a good guy. It's like, we heard you the first time, moron. We don't need you to repeat yourself. You just do anything to drag your videos over 10 minutes. You know, we've got the repetition, the long pauses, the long lies, the tangents that you go off on, the everyone's favourite thing, the fake sips. You know, or the I'm just sitting here drinking my morning coffee. And he used to do it back in the day, you know. He used to go, you know, he'd have a 10-second pause where he's drinking coffee, and he'd do this about 10 times the video. It's just, you know, I don't know how some people aren't wise to it, his fans. Anyway, I'm just going to grab my old mobile like old Blahino and read some of the comments from the original comment section before he deleted them, because they're actually quite fucking funny. Reese Lewis says, "Why couldn't you have died instead of Rich?" That's pretty fucking funny. The guy underneath him, Chris, I don't know how you pronounce that, Chris whatever, says, "Jason Blaha, dad bod for life." That's true. He had dad bod when he was probably my age, or maybe even younger than I am. You know, I'm not actually that old, I guess. No, he was definitely had it long. Yeah, because he's, what did he say? He was obese at 17 or something. While he was also a master martial artist, getting 2 black belts and working for the CIA and all this stuff. Strange. Troy Freeman put, "Hang on a minute, Jason. Haven't you stated several times that you've run an anabolic steroid lab yourself?" Jason put, "Yes, I have stated that. I don't understand the question." And then the guy put, "Come on, Jason, please stop it." Jason put, "Stop what? I'm serious, by the way. I have absolutely no clue what you're trying to ask with your question. Someone who used to run a lab." Sorry, my screen's a bit cracked. "Someone who used to run a lab noted that someone else ran a much larger and more successful operation. Is me giving credit where credit is due? So I'm not sure what you're asking. You're an idiot." Marco puts, "Will you ever own up to your long, ridiculous, evident in this most recent video list of lies?" I don't think that guy speaks English very well. He's just getting absolutely raped, annihilated in his own comment section with his fans, his clients. I know this is videos before that, but I'm just joking. Billy Hardcastle put, "You fat scumbag. Didn't even know that Rich Piana lived in Florida, but you have inside information." That's true, because he said that it was California. "Yeah, sure, sitting all day on your fat ass reloading ammo and fabricating gossip on welfare fraud, Section 8 housing. I just hope that your sources are getting a better paycheck than you are, bastard." I always love it when anybody says the word bastard. Very funny word, bastardo. um, I'm not sure what Section 8 housing is. It might be an American thing, and maybe it means shithole or something. If any of you know what it is, just write it below in the comments for me, because I don't know what it is. Dustin Baker put, "FakeMerc, do me a favour and block me from your channel. Your whole channel is based on the exploitation and mishaps of others. None of your business, but racist, Islamophobic, skinhead bitch." Shit. Uh, there's more, I think. "But coach, who will do the video when you die?" Anthony Williamson put, "I'll bet you'll be treated really well by his crew for blowing the top off this. Snitches regret snitching." Jason actually replied to this. He put, "I'll fill the whole goddamn street with hot brass if I have to. I don't think they're that stupid." He wouldn't do anything. He'd call the FBI or the police. He wouldn't do anything, as we saw in the I think it was a video I put up the other day where he got punched in the face. Just on a quick side note, a good martial artist, which he claims to be an excellent one, usually one of the first things you learn is about distancing. So if someone's looking particularly aggressive, you know, you don't stand next to them. That's not a great place to be. You don't want to be stood next to them. um, well, I guess unless you can do the old fish hook technique, which, yeah, was very deadly technique. Anyway, I am going to go because I'm just talking shit now. It's been a strange video. Remember, VKVDM has a new channel. It's called VKVDM. Please go and subscribe to his channel. He's a very nice guy and very funny and doing the Lord's work, outing this absolute moron, the FakeMerc. Just as another note, I can't respond. I normally respond to almost everyone's comments if I can, depending on how busy my day is. A lot of my comments are getting deleted at the minute because they're getting reported individually. I wonder who's doing that. I've also commented on a few of his videos asking him to stop reporting my comments. It's weird because he's pretending like he doesn't know who I am, so he's not deleting my comment. He's just leaving it. He's just such a weirdo. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, please like and please remember to subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you. Bye.